Traveling to Busan. Initiating match. Ready for battle.
Feeling okay?
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Round 1. Capture the objective.
get started. Got a lot of systems that need hacking.
Fala tu.
안녕.
Hello.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Capture the objective.
Minor setback. Hi.
Oh no.
Forward barrier. 어린 없지.
Oh my god, we're live with sound.
Nothing gets past me. 이기고 있네.
The ball forces that. Yeah. Purdue's really having a hard time in dealing with how hypermobile the DPS are. It seems like Cadenza, while extremely effective, is having a hard time trying to figure out who exactly to mark on the enemy team. And it's making it super hard for people like the Flex DPS on Purdue to get value because they're just getting marked by someone with a Weon pocket. Purdue really needs to be looking for the backline supports and just committing to a dive because the Weon Kiriko backline is much too strong to ever actually effectively pressure out any of these squishies. There we go. Yeah. There we go. Yeah, Purdue finding the backline finally. This is exactly what they need to do. It feels counterintuitive because you would think that DPS are some of the most vulnerable targets, especially when they're running a super strong backline like Kiri Weong. But here you actually need to be either marking the ball or marking the backline in order to get value with the D.Va comp matchup. Purdue's down 3. Yeah, Purdue's down 3. Yeah, Ball Tracer Genji need to set up in order to find an angle to dive. Purdue needs to be trying to take advantage of that setup time to either mark the ball or go for the backline. If they let the Ball Tracer Genji dive set up, it's going to be very tragic for their backline almost every fight. Fortunately, they do have 3 ultimates coming up here. No. Purdue still has ults, which is good news. Good play for Space. Play does come out. Nice. Good fight for Purdue. It's also just going to be extremely hard because of the Ana swap. The Ana swap is going to make it easier for the Purdue backline to get dove, which is the entire issue of the matchup that they're dealing with right now. They need to find some way to be able to mark multiple angles and pressure the enemy's backline as much as their backline is getting pressured by the ball dive. See, the ball's going in. Purdue doesn't have an angle marked because they're marking the Tracer on the off angle. There we go. Backline is down for ooh. Cadenza kind of put that entire fight on their back. Overall, a much better round. You can see the results of Cadenza being one of the people to pressure the enemy backline in response to the ball dive. It's really just, you can't let the ball go first in this matchup. You have to be willing to either trade or mark the off angle, not from the DPS, but from the ball, because the ball is making the opportunities for the DPS to be able to play the game. I mean, this is normally something you'd also want your Tracer to do, but I think the Tracer on Purdue is marking the enemy DPS, but it's kind of impossible unless you have Lucio with you, or the DPS you're marking just doesn't have Wuyong heal. Looks like a TP is going to come out from Purdue. I actually think this is going to be a much better matchup for Purdue. Purdue, the way they're playing, it's much better into an Orisa than a ball composition. That is tragic, though. Yeah, the problem is that I think the DPS are having a hard time on Purdue in dealing with all the off angles the enemy team is taking, but once you throw an Orisa in their face, it's much easier for them to have a solid core on Trine's team to dismantle. It's extremely... Especially with the Ana pick. The Ana pick is much better into the Orisa than what we would have been playing. I think this is extremely good for Purdue. Unfortunately, it still seems like there are issues with the DPS in the backline. Unfortunately, Trine just kind of handed a miracle to Purdue. Purdue was playing as if they were fighting into an Orisa composition, and then Trine swapped into an Orisa composition, and now Purdue is easily able to handle it. There are 3 ultimates from both sides, 4 ultimates from both sides now. 5 coming up for Purdue. Massive sleep. And Purdue's been shown to be very effective at cleaning up fights after they get a pick. More so, like, getting that first pick seems to be the most difficult job for Purdue, but after they get that first pick, it is much easier for them to win the fight. Unlike Trine, which is much better at systematically picking apart Purdue. The picks come easier, but closing out the fight is much harder for them. Purdue does have better ult economy than Trine most of the time, so it comes to the point where they'll have more ults than Trine. But unfortunately, Trine almost always uses their ultimates first, which causes Purdue to respond with more ultimates and then ruining their ultimate economy. Fortunately, Calamy is hitting a lot of good sleeps on people in the backline, and Cadenza is making a huge amount of space. I think the whole team just needs to coordinate better with the way they're taking off angles and dives. I've also just been informed by production that they can only hear me and not you.
What's up?
Oh.
Behind
okay.
the scenes.
Now it works. Okay.
Okay, so finally, after the eventual 3-minute delay, we're going to have a full cast. It only took a whole map.
It only took one whole map. Cadenza looks to tries to find a target, but Orisa ult does come out. They don't find anything, but Purdue does get to find 2 and 3. A panic rush that does come out from Trine to try to see if they can salvage this fight. It doesn't seem like they can. And I think this map just goes to Purdue then. Wow.
The DPS on Purdue are extremely good at holding the space that they have. Online and Aspau are very, very good at holding the space that they have. It just seems like the big struggle with the team right now is taking space away from the enemy. When someone overextends, especially with something like an Orisa composition where her entire job is to try and extend into our territory, it's much easier for the DPS on Purdue's side to take care of her. But when it comes to ball, when that concept of space is a little more abstract, that's where the difficulty comes through.
Yeah, I think Trine really struggled to try to find a kill on Calamite, even when he was on the Ana. I know Calamite did hit GM or like top 500 with the Ana, but it shouldn't be with a full dive, especially on Trine's team. They shouldn't be struggling on finding that kill onto the Ana. But it just seems like Purdue and Calamite is just able to survive long enough, probably with the Kiri saving it. But yeah. I think,
yeah, the sleeps were coming out very effectively from Calamite. The Kiri also was pretty good at responding in kind with the TP Suzu to be able to peel for the Ana whenever she's getting harassed by stuff like Tracer and Genji. Unfortunately, that does still partially lead to the issue because of the fact that the supports are fighting their own battle, and there wasn't a lot of peel coming in from DPS and the tank. Obviously, they don't need all of them, but there wasn't really a lot of peel for the supports except by the supports, and that's what also makes it hard for the front line to be able to take space away from the enemy. It's just have less resources.
Seems like next map we're going to Atlas here. How do you feel
I
about
cannot
Atlas?
believe someone would willingly pick this map. That's how I feel about Atlas.
I agree. I did not like this map myself either. It's
like, it's not even a hot take. I mean, Atlas being a bad map isn't even a hot take, but here is my hot take. I think Atlas is one of the worst map design decisions they've made since Paris.
Paris, really? That's a while ago.
I don't think it's worse than Paris, but Paris, I think it's probably one of the worst maps to come out in recent memory, unfortunately.
See, for me, I agree with that. Obviously, without counting the Clash maps, I think Clash as a game mode is just not the best. But I think I don't like Paraiso myself. I think initially I didn't like it because I didn't know how to play it. But I think after learning how to play it, it's so 50-50 on Paraiso for me that like I think that's the other one. But yeah, I agree. Paris is very bad. I haven't played Atlas enough to be able to tell you, hey, how good it is. But of the Flashpoint, Atlas is definitely at the bottom.
Yeah, Paris is by far the worst map that Blizzard has ever released, unfortunately. Atlas, it's weird because you look at a lot of the design decisions made in Atlas, and it's like they took a bunch of the design decisions that make certain maps bad, and they made all of them in Atlas and then slammed them together. Like, one of the points on Atlas is just like the Circuit Royale third kill box that everyone hates pushing when you don't have ultimates, and it's just the entire point.
Yeah.
For Atlas,
yeah.
And it's just like I don't know what the design process behind that was, but not. I mean, I think I'm fine with Paraiso. I think the worst part about Paraiso is second point. I think that's the part that seems the hardest to ever be able to crack anything. But
yeah,
I think third and first are fine.
No, I think first is really like, I feel like it's like a lot of maps, like especially since it's dive maps, so whatever team gets the first kill kind of just runs the rest of the map, and like getting that first, especially the first, because there's like 2 chokes before you get onto point that like is really difficult to get through on Paraiso. That at least I've always struggled getting, especially when I'm like when I have to play either Hitscan or Flex, and I think in the latter, it's really hard to coordinate with your tank, especially with just normal comp.
Well, I think one of the biggest things that a lot of people don't talk about why Paraiso feels super hard to contest the amount of off angles there are is that there's not an effective flank angle. Like every flank kind of just goes to the same choke that people are going to be holding with the back high ground.
Yeah.
I can't believe it. This map is wow.
There's so many corners in this map that like it actually like it. I don't know. I just feel like I'm surprised that people like think like ball in this like I'm surprised like ball is really good apparently in this on this map, but
yeah, there's just because there's so many ledges and there's so many angles you can just like roll through teams who are grouped, and then you just basically farm alt charge and disrupt them.
Yeah.
Another big thing is that I mean, a big way you can try and tell general map quality is the way the health packs are placed, and I do not like the way health packs are placed on this map. They're just put in ways that just don't make sense for actually being able to fight. Like, why is there a health pack there?
Yeah.
In the middle of
like,
why is there a health pack there?
Imagine taking a fight here and then you need a health pack, so you run down here for a mini, and then like you're just still looked at so many angles, like even across.
Yeah.
And then like you take this like let's say you're like a tank, you come down here, take this 75% health, and you run up, and your team's already dead because they just see your tank running away from this health pack.
That's gonna be one of the worst health pack plate spots I've ever seen. Like,
is it the only health pack on this? Oh, there's another one.
There's one in the back. That one's fine.
Yeah, these two are fine, I guess. But is this the only one?
Those two are fine. Yeah, that's. No mega is crazy, by the way.
No mega. That's actually wild.
3, 2, 1.
Oh,
We're getting a Doomfist comp coming out for Purdue here. Into an Orisa comp, a Doom is extremely good on this map if you know the angles to play and you play fast. We got a Cassidy with the Genji. The Cassidy should be able to just kind of keep the Orisa at bay. The Juno will be a problem after farming ult though. Juno Brig, Doom should be able to farm that backline even though it's pretty sustainable.
I am prefer big punch by the Cadenza, but the Juno does find the kills on the Purdue. Does get a trade on the Orisa, but I don't know if I think this fight's probably ended for Purdue. Unless Cadenza can't find a pick here.
No. With Doomfist, this fight is winnable. Doomfist is kind of ridiculously broken on this map. As long as points contested and not flip. Which it is.
Oh, looks like Purdue does get the momentum here to push Trine back. Cadenza does go in. He does Spear Spirit, but he doesn't end up getting out. He still has the block to survive a little longer. Finds, looks at the back line, gets hindered by the couch, and just gets chain CC'd by Trine. End up falling.
The slam was much too ambitious, unfortunately.
Yeah, Trine now just pushing in.
You have to play for corner punches in the walls on Doomfist on this map, or you will get CC'd the way we just saw.
And
fortunately, Purdue is coming up on ults based on the beneficial previous fight. The Brig is coming up on a rally to counter, which is going to be a little annoying for Doom, but at least Doom should have Meteor Strike to compensate. The Wu Young ult will also be extremely good here.
Purdue does end up using a lot of abilities. Rally does come out early, but does find 2 right instantly. And I think this fight just ended for Purdue.
Unfortunately, just another case that Purdue is their ultimates are coming out later.
Yeah.
The enemy team is always ulting first. It's making it really hard to play tempo into them. Especially because it seems like the dive coordination is not... Purdue has a good job basically running the ones. They're doing a very good job running the ones, but when teams are together, it's hard for them to target prio, like this.
I think
the enemy team walks in together, uses ults first, and then unfortunately Purdue can't really do anything about it.
Trine is playing really well, playing fast early, and that's known to be a really good tactic to just win the fight as fast as possible, because the other team has to react and they're just not ready for you to use your ult. And it's clearly being shown here because I think Purdue does come in with 5 ults, but I think Trine technically has a better ult economy here for the later rounds.
Yes. Especially if the Juno ultimate comes out in response to the Purdue Blade that probably wants to be oh, but it comes out early.
Deadeye comes out from online, that's falling for her. Rush also dies right before getting out. We do see a blade from Astro, but does find 1. and the fight I think has stalled out. Purdue does end up getting 4 ults here, but doesn't win the fight. While Trine only had to invest in the Juno ult and still won the fight.
This may be one of those things that actually leads to a map loss.
Yeah.
This ult economy loss is going to be extremely. It will be a miracle if Purdue can win this point due to how far down they are in ultimate.
Yeah.
Venture swap comes out. Venture does not really work well with the Doomfist composition.
I mean, it's just
the individual Purdue mechanics are good. It's why they're able to clean up, but it seems that they're not all on the same page. The team play and the coordination on the dives isn't there.
I agree. Like, it just seems like they're all just running straight in front into the face of an Orisa, which is typically what you want to avoid, especially if you're running like a kind of a divey comp with like a Venture, like a brawlier comp like Venture and Doomfist, but running into a Orisa is just not the play. High noon does come out from Halloween. Kaneza does end up getting a block, doesn't land the punch. Hindered back now, he's just stuck back here and has to wave hello to them. Yeah, I think this
is extremely tragic.
I don't think there's been one actual solid fight from Purdue side on this map, at least on that point itself, that resulting in just falling apart and just losing every fight before it even started.
I do like this switch. I was actually about to say that the way Purdue's playing, you'd think they're just playing a Zarya comp instead of a Doomfist composition, and they do switch to the Zarya comp. I was about to say, I wonder if they have any brawl comps that they have actually tried together.
I wonder what their plan
the
is.
Kiri Ana is a bit of a suspect backline here.
I wonder what the Purdue does plan with ult with Trine having 3 ults here. As expected, huge combo from Trine. I don't know if the rally was necessary, but they do end up using all 3 ults here.
Honestly, if you're Purdue, you're grateful for that. They used 3 ults and they haven't capped the point yet. So all they did was kill you for fun.
I agree. They do.
Dude, he's hitting tricks on the gun.
Purdue and Trine does both have 1 ult coming up here. I think Purdue is a little bit in a lead with some of the ults, but overall I think with the Juno versus Castle, and I think the Juno ult just wins here if they go early, which is what we see here. Seems like Trine's going fast again. Oh! The Zarya does bubble the Castle to get the high noon off.
Oh.
But it just seems like Trine just runs over the rest of Purdue without even
it's extremely fortunate. I think Purdue's compositions are not matching the way they're playing. These supports need space, they need angles, but Purdue is not playing to take the space away from Trine. So you've got a Kiri and Ana cooped up in a tiny room with an Orisa walking on them. What are they going to possibly do about that?
You do see a grab here.
Purdue needs to walk this
Oh, they just got... The rush on the Kiri just got canceled by the Orisa spear. We do see a Zarya grab come out, finding the grid. We see a Nano come out, and a high noon. Purdue seems to be winning here, but Trine does get to 99% with only having to use what? Oh, they did use Juno and Castle here, but.
Yeah, and with the result and Blade, it's going to be extremely devastating for Purdue unless they play a different tempo. If they play to let the enemy team walk into them again, they're going to get Orisa bladed, and you could be an Overwatch League player, and you would still lose that fight. They need to play aggressively here. They need to play to take the space before this play comes out, or they don't have any hope of winning this point.
They look like they're trying to shut off this Genji from this angle, and try to kill him before the blade comes out. Online needs to get this Blossom out, finds one, and maybe gets an Orisa here, but the Orisa does have a huge lead from Calamity, but they do end up damaging it, and they get punished by the blade getting 2 there. Yeah, and they clean up for Trine, and I think this is probably the end for Purdue on this on Atlas.
That fight was much better in that there was multiple possibilities of a win because they started pressuring out people before the fight happened. It's just tragic that 3 of them went down to 1 HP and there was no finishing.
I think they definitely could have won that fight if they didn't wake up the Genji with that blade, because immediately after they did end up losing 2 from that.
It's very tragic, yeah.
Yeah, I think that whole entire map, Trine just seems to play a lot faster than Purdue ever did, and obviously it's shown what happens if you just play first all the time.
Yeah, I mean, especially if there's no plan to adapt specifically to the enemy team playing first. I have no problem with playing a style where you hold your own space and you adapt to how the enemy team wants to approach your composition, but it didn't seem like the team was on the same page to do that. Hopefully we see, I mean, honestly, hopefully we see more of a kind of space holding diva composition. Zarya can work if you aren't in a map where there are a bunch of corners and chokes for them to hold you like that. If there's just like one, like King's Row or something like that, it should be fine as well. But we're hoping not to see, you know, the off angleception of something like Gibraltar when they run a ball comp, because that will be extremely bad for the way that Purdue wants to be playing these fights. King's Row, like we were talking, like just like I was saying, decent map pick for Purdue and how they're playing the fights. I'm hoping to see, I mean, honestly, a Hazard would probably do extremely well if Cadenza is able to play Hazard.
I'm not sure. Of what I know of Cadenza, I don't think he does play the Hazard, but hey, maybe he's been putting in his scrims. I wouldn't be surprised if I wouldn't be surprised if I saw the Diva come out or the Zarya come back out again.
I do not mind either of those picks on this map. With the ball, Zarya will be much harder. But we'll have to see, because the ball, there was a ball in a Tracer ban that last map, wasn't there?
Yeah, there was. Do you know how to flip a number around on OBS?
No.
Right. One of my numbers is flipped the other way, and I can't seem to.
With you got a backwards number.
Yeah. Oh, I got it. There we go. I got it fixed.
Huge.
At first, it was a 0, so you could never tell what it was, but once it turned to a 1, you couldn't really tell what it was anymore.
Yeah. I was about to say no info on bans.
Genji and Ana ban.
Oh, they banned the Ana. The sleep darts were not favorable. I mean, I think the Genji ban can be good for Purdue. It's one of those DPS that was really harassing them in the backline. Obviously, the Tracer is going to come out from Trine, because Tracer is extremely strong, one of the strongest heroes in the game, and has been extremely effective in terms of backline harassment. Now, I'm wondering what's going to complement that Tracer. I mean, you could have a Sombra with a ball dive. You could have a Venture. You could have a Reaper for feeling daring. Off-angle Soldier, just like a normal hit scan. Especially when you have something like a Kiri Weong backline. Kiri Weong backline kind of enables having a survivable hit scan, even when you don't have a quote-unquote real tank. Wow, they're going full Brawl instead, though. No Tracers on either team is a crazy subversion of expectations.
Yeah, I'm surprised.
I think the Mei is going to be probably. I think the Mei is going to be a big issue for Purdue here. That's what I think is going to happen. I think the wall is going to.
Yeah, especially with the Zarya, where they could just like count the bubbles and then instantly on the second bubble, or even like after the second bubble, burn real quickly. I think it would be a really big problem with Mei, even with the Reaper, preventing him to getting out if he overextends too much. But Purdue decides to go with the Kiri Lucio on this kind of backline again on this kind of. I wonder what Purdue will do to see that when they see this Mei. An early wall comes out from them, but they do break it and have to have the bubble. Purdue does end up getting out with this after the wall.
Here's the problem. If the enemy Baptiste shoots a lot, there's going to be so much the amount of damage coming out here is going to be more than just Kiri Lucio numbers can put out, and you're seeing that. Zarya just can't stand there. There's just way too much damage. The way you need to be playing the Kiri Lucio here is you need to have a character that's going to pressure from off angles that Zarya can bubble. You need a Genji, you need a Tracer. You could have Reaper do it if Reaper is consciously off angling, but if not, you're just going to be face tanking way too much damage with the BAP Sojourn Mei.
Yeah, this Reaper needs to be getting into the backline with on top of the map or finding a target, but it just doesn't seem like. It just seems like they're just gonna get pressured out so hard by this Trine right here right now. They do decide to switch to the
Cadenza needs to be holding space from one angle. I mean, the Freya is interesting for me. I don't know if there are really any specific targets you can look for. You're gonna be able to put out a lot of damage, but I don't know if damage is the issue. I think the issue is space right now.
I think probably a big, focus is to try to just shoot down a choke and preventing Trine to burn it. Does build a bullet shot really fast here, but doesn't seem to be able to find anyone and just fall. And Purdue just falls from that.
Freya is very good at doing an insane amount of damage, but I truly think that the way the enemy team is able to walk is not a damage issue right now.
Yeah, like along with the damage that I think Trine is able to put out, they are also able to just survive with the immortality, the Mei Lizard, the Ice block, and like the Rissa Golden. It's just like Trine is actually still really hard comp to kill, so like the Freya might struggle finding a pick here. An early rush does come out from
at least Purdue has ultimates.
But Trine is able to just
very early, no picks.
Just able to hide it, and Lamp does come out from Trine. And if Blizzard, Trine does use the Rissa to pull back the Kiri from escaping. And I think they're just trying to catch
Blizzard and a result. Yeah, this Reaper does not live. No way this Reaper does live. Yeah. There's just. I think Trine is with the speed, they're able to run out fast, like kite out any of those ults that Purdue wants to throw at them, but then also are able to go back in, especially with just the survivability they have, and just walk in front, like walk through Purdue. I mean, Purdue has the opportunity to hit a grab with Reaper damage. Obviously, the enemy team has beat, so you don't want to use it to initiate a fight. But the opportunity is there for that to come out. The big problem here as well is, again, Purdue is having a really hard time taking damage. They've got a Lucio, but I don't think they're really utilizing the speed.
Yeah. Like, Purdue has to end up giving this space. Run past this huge grab, and run past it.
Good grab.
A Reaper Blocker comes out getting all four. Yeah, and Purdue wins it, but they did have to commit 4 ults that fight, while Trine only had to use 2.
I mean, overclock is obviously an option. It's not very good unless the Sojourn is given the kind of mega angle on the top left. If Purdue holds fast to never give Trine that angle, the overclock is not really going to be a factor, and Zarya can farm a grab wall. Okay.
Here it does come. They just walk forward with it because they have the space and have the speed for it. Just like this, he doesn't care about the Zarya. Lamp does come out to save it. Doesn't shoot the Lamp to try to get the kills, but now Cadenza's stuck in the back against all 5 of them, and Cadenza gets out. It doesn't seem like it.
Calamity does seem to recognize that the speed's not really doing anything, so the BAP swap comes out.
Does Purdue get one last touch with this rush here? Possibly. They do with the
rush is not coming out.
Rush, a little late of a rush because the Blizz does come out already. Cadenza come back with this all and gets 2, but gets walled off and the Lamp. Cadenza can't really find anything against this Mei and ends up dying to his own blast.
That wall was diabolical.
Yeah, I feel so like. There's not much Purdue can do against a comp like that. I think this is just a comp differential where Purdue just gets run down and can't really find a kill. Especially with the Soj, it's so easy for a Soj to build off rail and gets a shot off, especially against Purdue's team where they don't have any, like, they're not really playing the cover, nor could they. Especially with an Orisa just swinging the corner with a javelin spin and a spear.
Yeah, it seems like Trine's target priority is very good. They're focusing the same targets. You can see that they're pinging as well. I think that's something that Purdue needs to be doing more, so that at least if you lose space, maybe you can find a pick during that loss of space. But again, it just seems like people aren't on the same page, and in not being on the same page, it's making it much harder to compensate for the speed that Trine is providing here.
We do see the same exact comp from Trine here. I wonder if they're gonna play the same exact way they did
A queen composition.
Ooh.
Okay, I agree with the queen composition if that Purdue needs to truly just hold W into the enemy team spawn, which is unfortunately something we have not been seeing them do. They've been hesitant to walk into the enemy team and they get walked on. Queen is the definition of walk on the enemy team. So if that doesn't happen with the queen composition, then they really shouldn't be playing it.
Yeah, I wonder if they're gonna if this queen with the W key will get punished by this Mei wall though. They do have a Soj and like a Kiri, and you still have to break the wall really fast for the queen, and the queen just has shouts.
They're keeping the sim.
Oh, keeping the sim. Maybe they're trying to play dude play together. Does get the
It's
wall?
not even a
Does
good
get
wall.
two.
That's very nice.
Yeah, Purdue does end up getting high ground, and they're running down this. Try to force this
Oh,
high
but
ground.
they don't commit.
I think.
Oh, the longer they don't commit, the more opportunity for a Sojourn to just pick them.
I wonder what they're playing now. They're just playing on point side, but
now they have to bait the wall into everything again. They have to do everything again.
Oh,
okay.
It does fit through this. Shout comes out from both sides. This is once into the hotel. Finds the back.
There we go.
Just hitting headshots and headshots because it's on such a small room. Purdue just
it took a little bit, but that's exactly what Purdue needs to do, and it's not even just because they're playing queen. It's a compounding factor. They're playing queen and they're playing to take the enemy's space. They're playing aggressively to take their space. This is gonna be a kill.
Very aggressive. A wall comes out and
Wait.
he's just living here.
A Symmetra legend. A Symmetra legend.
Oh my god, just living with the turret. Oh my. Still going in. Okay.
Wait.
Okay, there's no way. There's no way.
I didn't know we had a Symmetra pocket pick on this team. That was very well played.
Oh, gets walled off there, and they do. Trine does invest in a map window. But
unfortunately, after seeing that very good Symmetra play, Purdue victim again to being split and not being on the same page. Cadenza by themselves in main, gets walled off by Mei, window, and it's free kill.
Like Purdue, like besides Cadenza doesn't end up taking the space, nor does the impact team end up helping Cadenza. Oh, Cadenza gets walled off and then gets Blizzard. Is able to survive a little bit, but does end up falling down. Good wall by this Mei to split off this Symmetra and get the staggering pick. Purdue does have what 3 and 4 ults coming up. Could win this.
Yeah, 4 ults coming up.
But Trine does.
I mean,
have
the Mei wall is an obvious issue. Coming from high ground is a good solution. You can also bait it and just stack with the speed and the queen shout. Purdue's having a hard time stacking though. Oh my goodness.
But they need to walk out this window to get the Soj, the space, and the.
Oh, they're trying to flank overclock. They haven't tracked the beat though. The enemy team's just gonna beat late.
Trine does have the better beat here, but Purdue does invest also the rush. Finds 2 though, even with the later beat from Trine.
Nice. It's a good fight. Again, ultimate economy wise, it could have been better, especially with the tracking. But again, it's just there are good results for when Purdue is playing to take the enemy's space, because you have to. Overwatch is a game about adapting around how you play space. And if you just let the enemy be the ones dictating how to take space or how to hold space, it's going to be very hard. Purdue taking more of an offensive and an initiative to do that is one of the biggest things helping them here.
This does seem to want to go for an early rampage here. I wonder, maybe off this high ground. Oh, they do end up backing off because they start getting pressure from the high, which is good for them. Online does fall back from the Soj. Cadenza gets solo Blizzard again and ends up falling from a wall in Blizzard. The Metro wall does come out from Purdue, but doesn't seem to be able to go to their favor.
I honestly think Cadenza could have played to bait that. That happens so many times. If Cadenza plays to get walled, when Mei throws Blizzard, Cadenza can just rampage through the enemy team, and suddenly the Mei Blizzard means nothing.
Yeah, I agree. I think, yeah, especially with the rampage where he has the unstoppable perk, I think an easy rampage where just to get out of the Blizzard and into their team would have just been Trine does seem to be playing on these high grounds, so Purdue really can't get up there. Maybe with a symmetric TP they can.
Oh my goodness.
Window does come out early from Trine, so they lose that pressure now. Yep, just like I said, the TP does come out, and Lamp comes out from Trine, so now Soja's stuck on the low ground because they don't have double slide, and just falls to Cadenza pressing W.
Very well played.
They do get a trade on Soj because the Soj did end up getting split. Oh, a Rampage does come out from Cadenza, getting all four. The fight should just end here, but the Orisa finally falls. And there's an easy cleanup for Purdue.
Very well played. Again, aggressive fights from Purdue. Whenever Purdue plays to take space, Purdue wins. This is exactly what we want to see here. Unfortunately, Cadenza is now off sync with Rampage in relation to Blizzard. There needs to be some ultimate economy, some plan for these Blizzards, or to bait the wall so that it's not just a lost fight every time.
They do try to kite it, but the beat comes out to safe to counteract the Soj rail. Purdue comes out with their own OC after the Terror Source comes out, and they just end up pressing W because they are able to just survive that first fight that try and throw that thing.
Purdue's playing like a whole new team right now.
Yeah,
it's like the Queen composition just changed their mindset.
They know that they can just press W key a lot better than they did with the Zarya. So they're just like, doesn't matter what happens, press W, we win.
Yeah, I mean, the Blizzard here, the doomed Blizzard that has won every fight that has come out is online for Trine, which is bad news for Purdue, especially with the beat as well. The May's clearly looking for it. She's playing extremely aggressive.
Does come out, but Purdue is able to just kite out of it, and the Sim is able to be behind. The Soj does sit this high ground, but no one can really contest this high ground. Oh, online does fall off of it, but can still get up back up. But chooses to play on the low ground here. The window comes out early. Purdue just seems to just kite out of it. Just wait for this window to leave.
Very good. The rotations here from Purdue are extremely good. They've already forced multiple ultimates by just rotating around them.
Cadenza is building up to another Rampage, but Trine does have a Lucio beat to counteract it. It does come out hitting forward, but the beat does come out to live through it. Now it's just an all-out brawl from Purdue side. Kelly does get the poop off the Sojourn and the Orisa here, and I think it's just even now. I think it's just a fight and just clean up and try to finish the point.
I don't know what happened. It's like Purdue was just warming up.
Yeah.
Those last two fights were played extremely well, evading multiple ultimates without even using any themselves.
Yeah, that was I wonder if they played that like that on their defense. I wonder how different the time slot would be, because Trine does get 337 to push to capture point and push this card all the way, which is very difficult for Purdue to hold. But Purdue does have to attack first with only 1 minute on the time bank. I wonder if they can
it's gonna be
1 point.
It's gonna be extremely interesting to see how Purdue is going to play around the fact that they're going to be on defense after this round. Are they still going to play the Queen composition? Are they going to play it differently with the way they rotate, or are they just going to run the enemy down while they're on defense?
Agree. I think it does seem like they have an Orisa here, and Trine is going to Bastion just for the extra defense and preventing them from taking that high ground and just mowing them down if they ever take that high ground. But
Bastion is such a 50-50 here, considering I think it's going to be effective into Purdue, especially with the Orisa pick. If they were going faster with the Queen composition, or if they were taking a lot of off angles, I think it'd be easy to deal with the Bastion. But the way they're playing, I think Bastion is a very smart pick from Trine. Shout out to the Oppa skin for Purdue.
High ground here. They do go to shield, and Purdue does get pushed off by the Orisa. Oh, Online decides to stay up high ground even after the whole team falls off. So Purdue does have to. Purdue seems to just still be pushing in forward. I don't know what the game plan is here, but they do get up and seem to get out. So Bastion form.
No, this is strange. I don't think I agree with the shield perk if the goal was to push onto high ground and push them out. And you have a Lucia.
The Venture does go in. This boots down, so the Venture does get stalled back and does end up getting killed. The Bastion form does.
And the
come
shield
out
is
already.
cosmetic with the Bastion on the field. Bastion ultimate too.
Huge shield block 2 of the shots there, but I think Cadenza just falls here because he has no survivability on that point there after the shield goes down. But Trine a lot of them are low here, but they can't seem to finish anyone off. Yeah, I think, and then Bastion gets formed here and just wins because. Oh.
Wait.
Oh. No.
Oh.
Yeah, I think if they were able to, I think if there was better target selection and like target focus there, I think the Bastion or the Baptiste does die there, and then Purdue continues winning the fight. But because I think they split focus on both the Bastion and the Baptiste, they weren't able to get a single kill on them, and they just able to build those ults up, and the window does come out, and the Bastion form comes back. But Purdue does get 98.8% here.
I mean, it's going to be extremely hard, especially if Trine just locks Bastion again.
For sure,
It's going to be almost impossible here if they don't change the way that they're playing.
Yeah, I think
Doomfist is interesting. I think it could actually work. The biggest problem we've seen, though, is there's no coordination on dive targets. They do go the Life Weaver, maybe to try and pull Cadenza out if Cadenza goes deep.
But I think with an Orisa and the Baptiste here, with that they've known they will play, I don't know if it's that easy to just kill someone or get to the backline. But
You're not just looking for an excuse to.
yeah, I don't know. With an Orisa pick, with them playing Orisa for both attack and defense, I wonder why Cadenza did choose a Doomfist when he's known to be countered by the Orisa. But
yeah, I mean, I don't mean to be that person, but a Doomfist also would go crazy if a Tracer was out here.
Yeah, like this is just a solo dive. Oh, I guess it is to build up the punch from the Bastion, which he does get. Which
I don't know what he can use with it, unless Trine does if Trine makes the mistake of rotating to the high ground. Ooh, that's tragic.
That is tragic. I think it's just a very much of an individualistic play where like Doom tries to get a kill, but Trine just ends up killing everyone else but the Doom, and Purdue has to give the space away. Yeah, like this Orisa.
No, you're kind of nailing it. Purdue is kind of playing as individuals and not a team, and it's making it really hard for them to deal with coordinated plays.
Yeah, Cadenza's really just trying to get as much value as he can on this Doom. Going in, Purdue does
Wait,
get the
Tracer! A Tracer came out. A Tracer came out. I predict that they win this fight.
They do end up saving this point again after giving a tick and a half, or almost 2 ticks away, but they do save it before the second tick.
Purdue's composition looks so much better now with the Tracer Venture.
The window comes out early, so now the pressure from the Trine does get away. The Cadenza does cancel the Bastion ult, has his own Meteor Strike, just live. Is able to get out, maybe forces another lamp, and gets a block, but doesn't get the charge punch, but has to use it to get out. Purdue has 2 ults here, and could rush or use the Wu
Yeah, Purdue
ult.
has the ultimate advantage. Yeah. I think just one rush should just win this fight. I truly think if Purdue just rushes about now, they can just win. Oh, the Tracer.
But they do get a trade, but they lose the... Trine does lose the beat here.
Purdue really needs to just use an ultimate and close this out. Just use one ultimate and close this out.
Yeah, they do need to clean this up with some kind of ult. Rush does come out on the point.
It does come out. It's a little bit late. And a Wu Young ultimate. That's a little bit much.
Oh, but they do. The Trine does respond with the beat and the excavator. I don't. Oh, tectonic shock is what it's called. Cadenza finds one and has the meter strike building up, but Trine does have the.
Oh no, Cadenza didn't see the Bastion. That was 1 HP. It was a free punch.
Cadenza can still lift us with the meteor strike and the block.
He needs to land immediately.
Oh, but they have the Arista Golden just stops it from getting anything. And now there's Cadenza's out of abilities and it has to just give die.
It was very tragic. I mean, that fight was extremely winnable. I just think there were some mechanical misplays.
Yeah, I definitely think, yeah. Now it's just clean up and staggering from Purdue. I think if, yeah, for sure. I think if Purdue had used the Kiri Rush to kill the last 4 remaining Trine opponents, I think they definitely could just carry that momentum and the staggering like respawn timer to continue the next fight continue with the Wu Yang and like the Venturer and Tracer
Yeah, the Tracer switch with the Venture, especially into something like a Bastion pick, is much better than what was being ran before. That's going to be match point for Trine on this next map, unfortunately. But also just well played from both teams right now.
Yeah, Purdue definitely did bring it back, and like they did look a lot better compared to Atlas, playing a lot faster with the JQ. I wonder if they just gonna, if the play is might be just playing the JQ better, because it seems like it's to be working a lot better than the Zarya. But
yes,
I wonder what
depends
on the next map.
What map is gonna come out? Yeah,
I think we're left with.
It depends on the bans.
We're left with Push and.
I think the enemy team
Escort.
could ban Queen.
That is true. They can ban Queen too. But I wonder if
the Gibraltar may come out.
But I think
everyone's
gets
a big
the first
fan of
pick
Gibraltar.
and ban. Yeah, I think Purdue does get the first map pick and ban, so they are able to, if they want to keep the Queen or Diva or whatever specific team comp they could protect ban themselves.
I mean, they probably don't want to pick Gibraltar.
New Queen Street.
New Queen Street.
Maybe for the Doom, but
are they just gonna run hit scan?
I
don't know.
Maybe.
I guess it's a pretty bad map for Orisa, to be fair.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, maybe it's a little.
But it's a pretty decent map for ball.
It is a decent map for ball. I don't think it's. It could be I think it's an alright map for Doom, but I think the ball. But I don't think it's the best either. Maybe unless Cadenza's comfortable playing Queen on this. I mean, Doom on this map, and that's why they decided to pick it. But because I know Cadenza's best pick is the Doom, known from playing with him for a little bit. But I wouldn't be surprised to see the Genji and Tracer backline that Trine has been running this entire game.
Yeah. We'll see. The Genji Tracer is going to be a bit of an issue. Genji was banned in that map, which is another reason why it was much easier to keep the backline up.
But now they both teams did lose the ability to ban Tracer or Genji unless they are able to flip it around. So like each team gets one ban of the same hero, but I'm pretty sure Purdue did ban the Genji and Tracer on both sides, right?
Yeah, I think the Tracer was banned. Well, I know the Genji was banned on both sides. I don't know if the Tracer was.
We can see Purdue did ban the Genji here. Then they banned the Tracer. Oh, I guess each team. So I guess Purdue does get one more ban on the Tracer, and then I think Trine gets one more ban on the Genji. If that's how what's the ECAC rules work. So Purdue does ban Orisa and they ban Sombra. Interesting bans.
Sombra. Okay, so they want to play ball.
Yeah, they want to play ball.
Which makes sense. I just don't know if Purdue's gonna run Queen or like Diva here.
I would assume the Queen, just because I feel like it's a. I don't know. They both work, I think, on this map. But
I mean, yeah, it can if they play really good tempo, but it's going to be really difficult into a ball.
Traveling to New Queen Street. Initiating match.
I'd be very surprised if they don't just lock a ball after banning Sombra like that.
I would say though, like with the ball pick, if they're running the Kiri, I'm assuming they're gonna run the Kiri Lucio backline. They could just run. Can't they just speed right past the ball anyways and just run into the backline faster, even after the ball tries to engage? I feel like that's probably the best.
It
case
will
scenario
be
for Purdue.
difficult, and they can, but they're more than likely, instead of running Kiri Lucio, they're gonna run Kiri Wuyong, and it's gonna be much more annoying to try and kill that than Kiri Lucio.
True.
Ready for battle.
Yep.
We do see a Cass and a Genji. Cass they probably expect the ball pick and try to hinder the ball from landing a slam.
Okay, I like the Cass pick. The problem with Cass in the current state of the game is that you have to be very good at Cass in comparison to like how the enemy team is diving you to get value. Like the amount of skill or the amount of skill expression you have to output on Cass is pretty high compared to the amount of reward you actually get. Like the Cass has to mark the Tracer and the ball and to not die to the Genji at the same time.
Purdue does seem to take all the space for themselves, but the ball has to fall back because Purdue does not follow up with Cadenza here. Has to continue.
And the problem is if Cadenza takes frontline space, there's still the off angle from Ball and Tracer. I mean, Ball and Genji. That's a huge pick though.
Purdue does find the Tracer kill, so they get the space now. Now they're running in together, but it gets traded out during the follow through. Skier gets stuck inside the team. Does move off but does Skier get out? No.
That's very tragic. That ball should not get out. That's so sad. Ball does get out successfully. Purdue is coming up on ults here. They just need to make sure they don't get picked because they're down numbers.
Yeah. They are up. Yeah, they do have the ult advantage here. I wonder if they're gonna play fast and try to play early, try to heal this all and use a mid fight, or Slam does get out. The Cass does.
The big thing is ball comps fall apart if you can manage to get one pick because they need all the parts to function correctly. The problem is it's stupidly hard to get that one pick.
And then they use an early bomb, try to get the backstack and get full health, and try to just live until the Cass gets back. And Purdue does come back as 5, but they are matched up in all.
Good beat.
Good beat is good.
Still down 1.
The Blade comes up from Trine here, finds the Lucio, and gets the D-Mech on the Genji here. And I think Trine just continues pushing, fighting this fight.
Yeah, just the Blade and Mines to get a win when B came out for Purdue. We see a Brig to try and potentially deal with the dive more, on a Brig specifically.
Oh. Maybe try to land an anti on someone? I don't know who they would try to land an anti on here.
I don't know.
That would be
I think this is going to make their job much harder.
Yeah.
I think the comp they swapped to just made their job much harder.
Yeah,
I think that Cadenza's even more alone.
Yep,
yeah.
Cadenza just falls because he finds out. Especially with with Cass and Freya. Oh, the boop into the pole.
That's so sad.
That is, wow.
That's so crazy.
But yeah, okay. Cadenza does end up switching to Doom to play a little bit more by himself individually and try to get just live on his own. But
that makes more sense, yeah.
But I'm really.
But Doom has no ability to hold space to let the hit scan shoot.
Exactly. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Like the Freya and the Cass just won't be able to get the space to get anything. Maybe unless Cadenza can land a big punch on the backline. Because right now, it just looks like...
But even then, they're not fast enough.
They just look like they're reacting
Yeah,
to...
the Freya casts aren't fast enough to follow up.
It just looks like they're reacting to when the ball goes in and trying to live this. And, yeah.
Yeah.
Trying to
They need to be proactively marking threats.
Trying just only uses rush there and wins the fight. We do see a Tracer switch to follow up with the Doomfist here, but can't say it's on time. Kadena does find a kill on the Tracer here. It goes in a little much, but Roller shot does come out from the Freya. Gets a big punch on the
Ooh, big slant. Big punch.
Can they get any more kills here? Purdue finally getting a fight win, but Trine did get 116 meters compared to Purdue's only 16 meters. They have to have
Trine also has mines,
here.
and they're probably going to use it first.
Yeah, they're probably
which is a massive issue for Purdue.
They're probably looking at Wu Yang and like mines here to look at this fight. And Purdue
I think they're just going to try and solo mines the Ana.
Purdue just doesn't have anything to answer for it either. I mean, they have Rally coming up, so maybe stop it. Oh, Trine uses it. The ball uses it on the point. Wu Yang comes
Mine's
out
still
as well.
split the Freya.
And uses it on. It looks like Purdue does have the upper hand on this fight right now. I take that back. They do lose 2 instantly after 2 supports on that from that one dive.
I mean, the same with Grace here as Purdue has ult advantage.
Yeah, they did.
Unfortunately, though, they're
ult.
getting staggered.
The Nano's probably gonna go on to this Doom for this engage and maybe getting 1 or 2 punches. Maybe hopefully try and get 1 or 2 kills here. Kadena does have to build up his charge punch here, or else Kadena can't really do much without it. A good sleep on the ball, but the blade does come out from doesn't find one, but they do get the Ana kill with the Tracer, and does end up getting kill on the Tracer. Meteor strike from Kadena. Try to live this fight. Maybe doesn't get a
Trying to target the backline and create any sort of
the
pressure. That's huge.
Purdue somehow does come out on top even after losing two people to Trine, but and still
It's very winnable. I mean, I think this next fight is going to be one of the most important if they really want to win this map. Purdue needs to win this fight with next to 0 ultimate commitments, and they need to win it fast so that they can then push the bot up next to forward. But if they get picked here, it's going to be super bad, not just for the fight, but for the entire map.
They do end up using Nano onto the high noon cast, and Ana trying to live. Does get the kill on the Tracer and Genji here. And Kadena does seem to be able to get out here. So they do get the 4th one, but they do lose 2 ults here. But they still have the break.
Yeah, they get the fight win, but they use too much because now they are at a disadvantageous spacing wise, and they're disadvantageous in ult economy. They needed to keep their ult economy up because the enemy team can now engage even with subpar ultimate usage and just win.
Yeah, this rally does come out to try to maybe hopefully like live this through this fight, but the Ana does fall and Kadena does fall here. So forcing Purdue to have to back and just try to get out of here without getting any stagger. Trine is definitely trying to look to try to stagger someone here, but
if the enemy team had different ultimates, it would have been fine to use 2 ultimates in that fight, but there you just can't.
Purdue does have 2 ults for this next fight, while Trine only has a rush building up. If Purdue does get a pick here early, it does might see
Purdue needs to.
That is not. This backline does seem to live and able to kill the Genji, but Trine still just pushing through. Oh, the ball just rolls through them. Yeah. Kadena just could not die there, or else Purdue's team just falls without Kadena making the space and happy.
Purdue needed to play fast and for a pick, and then getting picked first is the worst case scenario. They're down ult econ. Blade is going to be an extremely good ultimate to clean up with. Cadenza needs to either pressure backline and hit a massive punch here, even with ultimate, fast, or they're going to lose space slowly.
Yeah. Trine does have 4 ults coming here, and Purdue also has 5. Almost has 5 here as well. Trine does... Cadenza seems to push in with the Doom, forces the winging back. Purdue lived through the initial dive, but neither team committed any ult. Oh. We did actually commit the pulse bomb here. High Noon decides to come out from the
this
cast
is
for
so
some reason.
bad.
Oh.
The enemy Blade it needs to be stopped.
The rush comes out, but they get even trades on from both teams. But it doesn't, and it looks like Purdue's on the gas pedal here and actually winning these fights.
Unfortunately, it's the same thing though. Trine only committed 2 ultimates. Purdue only has Meteor.
That is true. Like
if they can stagger someone like this ball, then maybe it's possible. But they need to be making extremely daring and risky plays in order to get an advantage before the enemy team just comes back and presses Q on their little hamster man.
Purdue has to just keep this back line. This Calamity has to play out of his mind to keep this Ana alive. And here we go. The Blade and the Mine both come out and ends up killing 2, the Ana, and 3.
Yeah.
Big play from Trine from and it just seems like the map just seems over for Purdue now because of the ult disadvantage from Purdue. This is just trying to do his best, does get the kill, but is moved off point and can't not touch point again. Truly unfortunate.
It's
for
so
Purdue.
tragic.
So tragic, but they
well
did,
played still.
Well played. They did almost bring it back in terms of some of the fights, but yeah, Trine just had 5 ults to just win from there.
It's the darned ult economy.
Yeah. This isn't Marvel Rivals where you build ult instantly in one fight and never have bad ult economy,
It was well played by both teams. Trine played very fast and coordinated in terms of their dives, kind of playing in the chaos so that it's hard for any specific person to be targeted.
I agree. Trine did just seems to be the faster team, and Purdue just kept playing reactive, which doesn't always work, especially when in a dive comp or a brawl comp, which is what they played a lot of. So yeah. But I guess yeah. That does mean Trine does win this map against Purdue in a 3-1 win for Trine. So thank you for tuning in. You might see us next week. So